At this point, we now already have a game that acts the way we expect it to. The next step should probably be to make it interactive. Get ready. This is where the actual coding comes in. 62. Getting started with coding in C#. Before you begin coding, we first need to make a folder to contain all of our scripts within the assets directory. Right-click in the project view and select Create Folder, just as you did when you created the sprites and scenes folders. Call this new folder Scripts and then open it up. In here, you're again going to right-click and this time select Create C# Script. Before you begin coding, we first need to make a folder to contain all of our scripts within the assets directory. Right-click in the project view and select Create Folder, just as you did when you created the sprites and scenes folders. Call this new folder Scripts and then open it up. In here, you're again going to right Call this new folder Scripts and then open it up. In here, you're again going to right-click and this time select Create C# Script. Call this player and then double-click it to open it. You'll now be opening Visual Studio for the first time. But first, you need to sign in. To do that, you can just use your Microsoft account, the one you probably use to log into Windows and Hotmail. If you don't have one, you'll be given the opportunity to create one. Once you're in, the UI should look something like Figure 4.8. Figure 4.8. Welcome to Visual Studio. For now, we're concentrating on that big window in the middle, which is where we can input and edit code. We're choosing to code in C# here because it's somewhat similar to Java, the language used in most Android development, only slightly simpler. One thing to keep in mind when coding in C# is that every line needs to end with a semicolon or an open or closed curly bracket. If you miss this, you'll get an error. You'll probably find that it's surprisingly easy to miss this crucial detail and then spend ages routing through your code trying to find out why it won't run. What you might also notice here is that the document actually isn't empty but instead has several lines of code already within it. These are functions, which are standalone collections of code that are called at specific times. The two functions we have here will be present in every script we create and help to provide a little bit of structure for what we're about to do. The whole thing should look like the following. Using UnitEngine. Using system. Collections. Public class player. MonoBehavior. Use this for initialization void start. 63. Update is called once per frame void update. Don't worry about the top two lines just yet. The third line that reads public class is really just naming the script we've created, and the following two sections, void start and void update, are our functions. Two other things to note are the forward slashes. Whenever a line starts with two forward slashes in C#, that means it's a comment and that it won't have any effect on the way the code runs. In other words, this is how you can write yourself messages in case you forget